since we last met a year ago, I think the two big things that happened are, firstly, that we actually completed a major report that took two streams of work. The views of investors, particularly those who are investors and asset managers, and they were asked, how do you include health into what are environmental, social and governance reporting strategies? At the same time, we were under a lot of pressure to answer the question, what specific metrics actually should we be reporting on? And so we brought together an international panel of health experts, and they've defined very succinctly what health metrics matter for the workplace, what matter for different products and services, and how can you assess whether the health of a community is being positively impacted by companies. That was presented in Davos at the World Economic Forum, and I must say we got more than surprisingly positive results, particularly given that the meeting was at 7 o'clock in the morning on a freezing cold wintry day in Davos with the snow outside. It's the last thing you'd think people would come to, but actually had leading companies from the pharmaceutical, food, beverage, retail, accounting firms all present. And that gave impetus to the next big step that we've achieved, and that is with the new head of the UN Global Compact having been appointed this year, Lisa Kingho. She has recognized that the work of the UN Global Compact has focused primarily on the environment, on corruption, on labor and human rights, and that health clearly needs to be included because health is so fundamental to the Sustainable Development Goals. And so we've now got a triumvirate of the UN Global Compact, Discovery Vitality and Novo Nordisk, who are starting to prepare the ground for a meeting during the General Assembly week in New York in 3 weeks' time. That will actually take this forward, and we anticipate during 2017 we will start seeing the first of several reports actually appearing by companies either identifying the health aspects of their workplace or their goods and services or both. The good news is that Discovery is already well underway, and they will actually put out their report in November this year already. It's not the report which is the end of the road, of course. The report should be the spur to real action, to invest in the workplace health programs better, to actually make sure that goods and services benefit people. And that's what the Vitality Shared Value Insurance model is. As you engage, as you become more health focused, your premiums go down, your health goes up, and it's both profitable and good for you and society. So those are the kind of ways which we hope to make progress over the next 6-8 months. One of the motivations for why companies should bother about environmental, social, and health issues is really based on a very simple notion, that companies are given their license to operate in perpetuity, not for next year, not for 2 years' time, but in perpetuity. And so if you are a serious company and you want to ensure long-term profitability, you need to be anticipating what are the threats that you need to ameliorate or the areas you want to focus on. That's why we have started seeing companies addressing water supply, sustainable agriculture, addressing the climate change threats. Well, we know that health is a big cost driver or a loss of productivity in the workplace, or if you're producing goods and services that are going to be heavily regulated or litigated, you better start getting out of that business and get into healthier business. Both of them providing not a moral or ethical case for change, but a business case for doing the right thing for society that also is profitable for the business.